Hi, everyone. So this video is going to talk about the AAC Language Lab, which is a subscription-based website that has a ton of AAC resources. So I really love this site. I'm not sponsored by them, and talking about this is just something that I love to use. And so how I've typically used the Language Lab is by printing out materials and using them in person. Right now, I'm doing a hybrid. Some of my students are in person and some are still doing teletherapy. So I found some different ways to adapt some of the materials, or some things can just be used really easily in teletherapy. How I kind of organized this, I put this together for a webinar for PRC Saltillo in the summer. But Jane Odom was making these weekly AAC camps where she organized activities from the Language Lab. So I had used that. The plan isn't available anymore, but the activities are still all up there. Some of these things might be free. So they're on the Language Lab, there's some things that are available for free and some things that you need the subscription for. I think it's like $19 a year, which to me is worth it because I like to not plan and not make materials and use other people's things as much as I can. So even though the plans aren't still up there, these YouTube videos that Jane Odom made are available on YouTube if you just search the AAC Camp. So you can see that she just makes these quick videos to walk you through the different activities that she chose for that week. So there's a book, you make something, there's a writing activity. So I think this is really nice to send home to parents. If you're going to do these activities in your teletherapy session, but you want to send the video home so that they know, get some ideas to model, is really nice. So because I love Google Slides, I organized this. I put all the activities that I wanted to do for my session, or this would probably be actually more than one session. I put them all here kind of as a choice board in my Google Slide. So now we'll look really quickly at the different activities that, again, I just used this plan that Jane Odom had made. So this is just an overview of some different types of activities on the Language Lab. But what I really want to show is how they can be easily adapted for teletherapy. So she had chosen this book, Tomorrow I'll Be Brave, which is on YouTube. So I like to just find books on YouTube just because they're so super easy to access and put into your teletherapy. And what I do when I'm reading a book with my student on teletherapy, I'll find the book on YouTube and then I will pause it like this. And then if you push your over arrow, it'll click forward and you can kind of turn the pages and then I'll read it rather than us just listening to the book. You can put it in theater mode, which makes it a little bit nicer visually, or you can insert the video into your Google Slides. If you go insert video, you can search YouTube and the book will be there. I do that a lot too. So the next thing is this catapult, which of course, this isn't much different than what you would do in person. If you're in teletherapy, you can just give the list of materials to the family or whoever the support person is, and they can gather the materials. And you and your student can just talk about making a catapult without feeling like you have to pull something up on your screen. I think that's really, really nice in teletherapy to do some things that aren't digital activities. So here's an easy one. And of course, on the Language Lab, there's these smart charts. So I think this would be a nice thing. You could pull this up on your screen as a visual rather than modeling, or you could have this printed out and sent to the support person so that they had all the words that you might use in the activity. So next is this inside out board game, which traditionally we might print out and use some game pieces. But what I did was I screenshot it. And then I also screenshot and cropped out the cards so that we could play the game. And I inserted these icons from the Inside Out movie, or these characters, and then we could use those to play the game. And then I had this screenshot of a communication board. And as we're playing the game in slides, we can just kind of click back and forth. I could model, oh, that one was sad, and then they'll see where sad is on their device. So quick tip here, in slides, I want to move my highlighter to look at different words, but I don't want this board to change or to move. So see how it's moving like that? So what you can do is copy the board. I already did this, but I'll show you how. Go to Slides, Edit Master, And then down here in this blank slide, I just pasted, you can see what I did. I pasted my board in there. So then when I go to do a new slide, it can show up just like that as the background of the slide because I put it on the master. And then it won't move. So then I could have my icon more easily moved around here. So then if it doesn't pop up with the one that you wanted, you can go to slide again and apply layout, and then you'll have a choice. So here, this blank one is the one that I just made. If you do something else, it'll show up here in apply layout. So then what's next? This Dare to Dream is a writing activity. So this one you don't have to modify at all. It opens up in this editable PDF. So of course you could print it out, or you can just type in right to the PDF. You could have your student open it, or you could open it and be typing in what they say. So for the next one is a literacy activity, this Scream for Words. What I did for this one to make it teletherapy friendly was I screenshot it and then I cropped out the different words and put them into Jamboard. So this is a free, just pretty simple interactive whiteboard that's part of G Suite. So a student could be reading these sight words and you could move them up to kind of make the ice cream. You could also just do something super simple like grab a color and color in the ice cream, something like that. So again, this is an activity that could be printed, or you can make it digital by just doing those screenshots and then inserting here as an image into Jamboard. Another thing that my local PRC consultant gave me this idea when I was trying to get some fresh teletherapy ideas is she mentioned that there's all these really nice books on the Language Lab that are core word focused, and that you could just open them up as a PDF and just scroll through and read the book, scroll through the pages just like this. Something you can do is there's this Chrome extension called Web Paint, which is free. And so if you wanted to like annotate on the book, change the color of the mask or something, you could do that. This isn't great because now I can't scroll the pages. I have to exit it out and then scroll to my other page, but that's an option. You can also use Web Paint in slides if you want to like cross out the things that you've done, which is nice. So because I love Google Slides, I love that these are in a PDF, but something that I've done is, of course, just screenshot it and put it in slides because I like that. And then I used the Pass software to get my icon sequences. You could also screenshot this from your smart chart and put the icons in here so that we could read the book in slides and it would have my target words in it. So those are all of my ideas for using the Language Lab in teletherapy. I think that once we sort of think about using those free Google tools like Jamboard or Slides, it's really easy to think about how we can adapt some of those things that are already made for us so we don't have to reinvent the wheel, we don't have to do as much planning, and we can just stick them in one of those digital tools to make them a little bit more interactive for teletherapy. So as always, I hope this is helpful, and I'm definitely interested in hearing how other people are modifying things or using the Language Lab to make teletherapy easier.